Here's your Alabama WX weather briefing for this Sunday, June the 11th. Boy, it's been a long time since I've been in this chair. Thanks to Scott Martin for sitting in for me. A couple of weeks of business travel, or really 1 week of business travel, and then a 10-day trip to Germany. That was a lot of fun. We had a great time over there, saw a lot, and just glad to be back doing the weather forecast early or late on this Saturday evening. Recording this just after 10 p.m. Showers and thunderstorms limping into western Alabama. They spent the better part of the day coming out of Oklahoma through southwestern Arkansas, northeast Texas, into northern Louisiana. They sort of got their act together as they went across Mississippi today, but as they approached the Alabama border, the air mass over our state is just a little more stable. And so that meant that the storms have been weakening, getting a pretty decent capping inversion out there now. Kind of watching those cells coming up I-459 there from Bessemer toward me here in southern part of Vestavia. Maybe we'll get a little rain out of that. No lightning, though. Storms over North Alabama have gone downhill quickly. I don't think we'll have any severe weather overnight. Strong storms in the state are down around Washington County, Vinegar Bend, Citronelle, that area, up to Chatham. They're probably getting some small hail in some of those areas. There's a good bit of lightning in all that activity. Decent storm down there north of Andalusia. It's going to cross US 331, the old favorite route to the Florida beaches from many years ago, and for some folks still a good way to go. But it's going to cross there between Luverne and Opp. Maybe you remember the Coffee Cup restaurant in Luverne. That was one of my favorite places when I was a kid. Of course, that's 50 years ago, maybe 55 even. Things are a little different now. But if you remember the Coffee Cup restaurant, reach out to me. That's the best place to have a hamburger at 7 a.m. in the morning. That is for sure. Well, let's get to talking here about the weather. This is the pattern across North America, really across the continental United States. We still got low pressure in the eastern half of the country, but that big omega block that's been there is beginning to break down. Another pretty strong upper level low there off the coast of San Diego, Southern California, ridging all over Canada, as we well know from all the fires and problems that they've had. Let's kind of go through the period here and see what happens. The eastern low over the Great Lakes really stays in place, kind of moves a little east, but another system moves our way. That's by Friday. And you see, things have really not changed by Saturday. There's another bowling ball low coming through the Ohio Valley there on Sunday, and look, sneaking up out of the Western Caribbean. The GFS has been pretty consistent with this. Now, it's still out in the voodoo territory, but for several runs, well, really many runs, been showing a tropical system coming out of the Caribbean into the Gulf. Now, the more recent runs are more influenced by this trough over the eastern United States, and really are keeping it away from the Keys and South Florida on the most couple of recent runs. You can see it's pretty close there. But look here, the thing actually swings up and may affect the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Now, this is not a forecast, of course, a lot to watch. But you see, all through this period, we're going to be, we're going to be in the influence of low pressure, lower heights, more rain and thunderstorms, especially through the week ahead. And we'll see that as we get into time. The HRRR has done a really good job today. Showing the weakening of the storms. They moved into Alabama, pretty confident that they were going to fall apart, and that's what happened. They'll get their act together over Georgia during the morning hours tomorrow, move up into the Carolinas. They'll probably deal with some severe weather there. Now, another disturbance will be swinging through western Tennessee by late afternoon, early evening. Showers and thunderstorms will break out across southern Tennessee, northern Mississippi. Those storms are going to move into northwest Alabama during the evening hours, and I think they'll probably hold together a little better tomorrow night. That disturbance is stronger. It'll have a bit of cooler and drier air with it. And by the time we get around to Monday morning early, most of that activity should be out of Alabama. This is 5 a.m. Monday morning off the HRRR, showing still some showers and thunderstorms in the I-85 corridor there, passing south of Tuskegee and Auburn. But they're pretty well into Georgia by 7 a.m. So I think we're mostly dry on Monday. Look at here. The HRRR carrying us into the afternoon hours, showing nothing there. We'll switch our horses over to the 3-kilometer NAM, take it through time. It agrees, showers and thunderstorms getting their act together there. Western Tennessee, eastern Arkansas paints a pretty good line of thunderstorms down into Alabama. They'll be arriving in the northwestern corner of the state there around 10 p.m., if this is right, into the Birmingham area around 1 a.m., and then a couple of rounds of storms for Birmingham pushing through Anniston there 3, 4 a.m., and then they're into Georgia. So the NAM believes the same trend, that we'll stay dry on Monday, so we'll go with that. And it looks like as we get into Tuesday, we're still fairly dry. Now, what does the GFS think about all this? It sees those showers and thunderstorms moving out of the area early this morning. You see that here at 15Z or 10 a.m. And as we go through the day, more showers and storms. Of course, this is a broader brush. You can kind of tell, not the same level of detail, but showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tonight across north and central Alabama. Some of those storms could be strong to severe. The SPC and the local weather service here in Birmingham maintaining a slight risk for the northwestern counties. That's at 2 out of 5 risk. Marginal risk for the rest of much of the area north of I-59. And we'll watch that through the night tonight to make sure none of those storms get out of hand. Of course, no threat of tornadoes, just damaging winds, possibility of some hail. We'll keep a very close eye on that. Now, Monday, remember the trend on the 2 mesoscale models was drier. Yeah, and that looks like that might happen. Storms exiting east early in the morning. Sunshine be on the increase during the day, but I think it will be cooler. High on Monday, only about 83 degrees. That's not too bad. Northwest wind 5 to 9 miles an hour. It'll actually feel like a little cool front move through. You might see a gust about 16 to 18 miles an hour. But sunshine will be increasing during the day. Now, you look toward Tuesday and you say, well, here comes another round in from the west. A couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms, maybe surface low there over central Mississippi. We kind of were taking this out of the forecast. Let's check ourselves against the European. This is 12Z on Tuesday, or 7 a.m. And look, lo and behold, the European is also bringing showers and thunderstorms in here. So that kind of checks the box for both models. Consistency there. I'll say rain and storms returning on Tuesday. Afternoon high about 82 degrees with the clouds and showers around. We're getting on into the early morning hours here on Wednesday. The activity's beginning to diminish. A few showers hanging out, though, through a good bit of the day on Wednesday. So we'll have to keep that rain chance in there. The GFS, showing it kind of petering out a little bit. But the European comes back strong with rain and thunderstorms on Wednesday, especially for the northern half of the area, spreading into the southern, south-central parts of Alabama on Wednesday night. That looks like a plausible forecast. We'll call for more rain and thunderstorms. Temperature's a little warmer, probably in the 80s, around 80. 84 up north, 86 to 87 across central Alabama. Let's move it on into Thursday. Hey, look, might be partly sunny across the northern part of the state, especially during the morning hours. Some showers and thunderstorms break out, mainly over the southern half of the area. And I think that's where the better chance of strong to severe storms will be on Thursday as well. Let's see what the European thinks about that. More showers and storms developing, same area, south central Alabama. We'll watch for a marginal risk for severe weather there. I think we're actually going to deal with a marginal risk across parts of the area all the way from today, through Monday, probably Tuesday. Monday may be the one day that we don't have a marginal risk. Tuesday we're marginal. Wednesday we're marginal. Thursday, Friday, probably marginal still. And then Saturday looks like it'll be a nice day. So let's continue on into that period, including Saturday. This is Friday, showing rain and thunderstorms across the southern part of the state. But check with our friends over at the European. They're saying more showers and storms on Friday. This would be, Friday night, really increasing during the afternoon, and then after 6 p.m., Friday night, showers and thunderstorms across the northern half of the state. So another round of storms, probably looking like a high about 87 on Friday. And then we move into Saturday. So let's take it on into Saturday. Dry, all the way through. Looks like maybe a few showers break out over northwest Alabama Saturday night. But it looks like we get through most of the day. Look what's going on down here in the Western Caribbean. Low pressure there by Sunday the 18th. That's a week from today. And that system, if we follow this model run, just the depiction basically of the pressure and rain patterns, shows it meandering across western Cuba and then beginning to make a beeline to the right, mainly in response to that big upper trough that's over the eastern United States. Skirts through the Florida Straits there, over the Bahamas, and then the GFS takes it up to the Outer Banks of North Carolina by Thursday night, the 22nd. Now, I will be on vacation on the Georgia coast, so wouldn't mind if a little tropical storm shot by there. Give me time to get over there and watch it go by, but hopefully it'll not be much. I think you look at wind patterns, though, there's some signs that this could be a minimal hurricane, getting up into the 80, 90 mile per hour wind speeds, here by Wednesday the 21st, and then even stronger, 95, 100 miles an hour there going through the Bahamas. We just had Wayne Neely, on Weather Brains a few weeks ago talking about the Bahamas and hurricanes. And then maybe it curls back into the east coast of the United States still as a Category 1 hurricane there. That could be impactful for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, as well as the Chesapeake Bay and the Mid-Atlantic states there, Delmarva up to New Jersey. We'll be watching that very carefully. Not a forecast. It's still out there in that part of the forecast period when it's just not easy to tell what really the models are thinking at that point. We know what they're thinking, but whether they're going to be right, it's a whole different thing. We've got a lot of Saharan dust coming across here in the next 2 weeks, too, and that can tend to suppress storms. But I'll tell you what, we're dealing with some really, really warm, almost unparalleled warm sea surface temperatures across a good bit of the main development region of the Atlantic. Now, that's going up against an El Nino that's in full effect now, so those two could balance each other out. But I think we're going to see quite a few close-in storms this year. Temperatures meandering down into the 80s, according to the National Blend of Models, lows in the 60s. We'll be warming up as we get into that week 2 period with some drier and sunny conditions. High temperatures will be near 90 degrees. Now, the good news is, since we're so dry, the WPC still thinks we got some of the best chances for good rain amounts here in Alabama between now and next Friday. Some 3 to 5 inches of rain across the northern central part of the state, and boy, we could use it. The lawn and garden needs are becoming quite substantial across much of the area. Weather Brains, the weekly netcast. It's all about weather. We'll be talking to a Navy commander tomorrow night, a Navy oceanographer, meteorologist, a METOC officer, and we'll be talking about how the men and women of the Navy, forecast the weather, and that'll be a really, really fun show. One we'll be looking forward to doing tomorrow night, Monday night, at 7 p.m. here on Weather Brains. You can get it from all the normal areas, places where you get your podcast, and of course you can watch it live on the subcarrier channel on ABC 3340. Well, that's your weather video for this Sunday morning, the 11th of June. I'll be watching the weather all day for you. Scott will be checking on it too, making sure nothing gets out of hand, especially this evening. Keep an eye to the sky just and an ear on the weather radio just in case any warnings break out. Remember, those severe thunderstorm warnings are very important because we just get too many deaths that come from a tree falling on a house or a mobile home. It's just not a good situation. You want to be in your safe place when those severe thunderstorm warnings aren't in effect. But that's all I got for you on this Sunday. I'll have notes on the blog update on the forecast. James will be back with 2-a-days tomorrow. Scott will be here next Saturday. I'll see you next Sunday. And until I get that chance, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.